Okay, so you are to support him
Just,
also.
yeah, I just would like to see how it is going and maybe I can continue this for all the weeks.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, let's not waste any more time. And see, the thing is, I want this to be as live as possible. Talk to. This is actually all this trouble we took is so that you can guys can interact. Okay, so don't let Dinesh move slides faster. Ask questions. Let him answer every question he appears, and then keep it. And don't worry about the time, okay? Because there is nothing stopping us from moving on. But yeah, if there is some question that is that needs to be taken offline, that Dinesh will tell you. But otherwise, we should be good to go. All right. Okay then, guys. Okay, back to you, Dinesh. And guys, sorry for all the trouble. We're trying to figure out something new. That is a problem. Okay. Okay then. All right. Dinesh, go ahead.
Yeah,
And one more participant has joined. Janani, I think. Janani, yeah. Welcome to this event, and then ask lots of questions as much as possible. You can unmute yourself and then ask questions. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. Back to you, Dinesh.
yeah. Thank you, Karthik. So that's a great day. Usually, most of the online events are happening in YouTube Live or some other platforms, but they are. But what we felt is it is not interactive as it is as a live event. So Karthikeyan took a lot of efforts to find an alternative. That's why this Microsoft Teams joining in Microsoft Teams has the idea emerged. So why the interaction is important is because we'll be able to know how to do things with just by googling, because all the products will be having help documentation, will be having step by step procedure, everything will be there. But the real thing for the developers or the people who need to take decisions, the question is why I have to use this, why I have to use Power BI, why I have to use Azure, like this. The why question is very important, and such kind of meetups helps to overcome that why questions. So as one of the speaker told, he is working in Tableau. Now he is curious to know about Power BI. Both are BI tools, but he's curious to know why I have to use Power BI. That's the curiosity, and that's why we are here to share our knowledge between us. Okay, fine. So let me begin my talk. Yeah. A very happy morning, guys. I'm Dinesh Kumar, as you see in the slide, product manager at Syncfusion Software in data platform team. I'm very happy to present this session as online webinar to all of you. So here we go. Let me begin with a question. To be a good learner, what is the most important skill required? We all know that learning is an essential skill, right? So learning is an part and parcel of our career, and without learning we cannot nothing will be good. So learning will be a part and parcel of everything. But to be a good learner, what is the most important skill required? So I recommend you guys to ping in the chat. Okay, ask questions. Arun has told that should be a good listener
Dinesh,
and ask
Dinesh, you can
questions.
use the event. I mean, they can talk. They don't have to ping.
Okay, yeah, fine. Yeah, go ahead and talk, guys.
Yeah, that way it is actually more interactive
Yeah.
rather than typing it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Suresh told that have to be a good listener. Okay. Good listener. Fine.
We have to have a good reader, so we must be a reader. But
Okay. Good reader.
Curious to learn things.
Okay. Curiosity. The skill. The curiosity in our mindset and all those things. Okay, Karupsami. So I have one skill in my mind. I'll tell it is communication. right? You can think to get the input. Actually, learning is something that we as a human, we grasp from the external world into our mind, but communication is reverse. Delivering the information from ourselves to others, how does it actually relates with? But think that if you are able to convey an information as clear as possible to others, then it is the same reciprocal. You will be also able to learn things as quick as possible, to the core, to the deep as possible, at the same level. If you are able to convey information as clearly, then you will be also able to understand the things very easily. So that's why, in my perspective, I will tell that the most important skill for a good learner is communication. So communication, when it comes, it is evolving very quickly, and from day before, because historically still people are investigating, right? So how things were there, how humans were evolved, and how the knowledge happened, all that, how current people are able to know. At that point, somebody would have carved some drawings in caves, very old caves, and somebody would have written in writings. Somebody would have what to say, some other paintings. There are many ways. So they express their ideas, they communicate their ideas in some format, either as a text or a visual or something, right? So that's why right now we are able to listen to, I mean, understand the things. So I just think that how effectively they have communicated those things, so that centuries after centuries, we are able to even understand those things, right? So transferring information to produce a greater understanding, that is what communication is. It could be of any medium, like any manner, like non-verbal, vocal, written, or visual, in form of mediums as you see in slide: text, voice, video, and in person. So overall, we should understand that communication is an essential soft skill for a successful career. Okay. So communication here, what I mean is, it is not about telling fancy English, speaking fancy English, a kind of, not I'm talking about that. Conveying the information clearly. That's what my point is. Okay. So when it comes to this part, communication, aligning with our today's goal, while thinking about communicating via visuals, let's come to that point alone. Okay, communicating via visuals. So visuals, in the sense, it is going to be either a dashboard or report with a set of charts, with a set of widgets, or a table, a tabular column, like as you see in the diagram, right? And another thing is the tool that is being used to create those visuals, right? So what are the BI tools comes into mind, or you are using right now? Just let me know. So one of the speaker told he's using Tableau, like that. Anybody else are using any other tool, or whoever know any visualization tool apart from Power BI?
Actually, we are not using exclusively any BI tool, but as I am a Windows developer, I am using charts and getting data from that, just like that. To
Okay, so charts, you will be building with libraries. You'll be
yes,
building
yes,
own
yes,
charts. Okay, okay,
yes.
fine. Yeah. So anybody else, any BI tool?
So we use Alteryx also.
Alteryx. Okay, that's great. Okay. Anything else? There are many BI tools.
Kibana for visualization.
Oh, great. So you will be familiar in Elasticsearch.
Ah, yes.
You know? Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Actually, Kibana is able to understand only Elasticsearch. Am I right?
Yeah, it's part of the ELK stack, so only it can learn data from Elasticsearch.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's great. Anybody else? So we have many tools, guys. Tableau, Tableau, Sisense, Domo, Looker, ClickView. There are many tools are there. Okay. So and also apart from that, there are inbuilt packages in languages specifically for data science. That is mainly R and Python. There are many inbuilt packages with which you can just import that package, input your data. It will provide you beautiful visualizations. That is also a part of. We should also take that as a set of tools, right? So why I tell this part is just a minute. Yeah. This is how using such kind of tools only the top cream layer gets the view of the business story as a story, right? So simply say a dashboard is a collection of metrics and KPIs. Now let's come to the title. What is your thought about data storytelling? To mean it in a simple way, why the word story plays a main role here? Why the term, why the word has emerged like this? Why it is story instead of data presentation, data narration, anything would be, right? Why the word story, data storytelling, such a kind of word? What is your guess, guys? Okay, man is a good hearer of stories. Okay, that's correct. From Stone Age. Yeah, a very old way of communication model. Prasad has told. And what else, guys? People will get interested naturally. That's great, Vidya. Yeah, great. So, as Prasad and Divya told, it is our human brain can understand very easily. If it is like a story, our human brain can understand easily. In most of the public talks, usually stories make up the actual 50% of the content script. If you say, example, TEDx talks, like that, very great talks and all, you could clearly notice that story will be taking a portion, a great portion of their time. 20 minutes in TEDx stage is a great arena, but in that 10 minutes they'll take just to tell a story. Because when something is told as a story, with the person, with the personas, so and so person, so and so characteristics, so and so location, so and so background, everything, our mind automatically will generate the visual in our mind, right? So so that we'll be able to easily understand and also remember as well. Okay, even politicians will be using such kind of technique. Maybe you remember or not, I just get into my mind suddenly. Madam Jayalalitha would have told a story in the party hall itself. uh, Story is another way to to pleasantly pinpoint someone or pleasantly pinpoint some situation. That's why politicians do use story, so that it will be very interesting and attractive, and also people would remember as well till they go to the ballot box and vote. And okay, just a minute. Yeah. How Now let us see how stories will allow one to transform meaningful information to a meaningful story. Okay. So as a dashboard, its purpose is to convert the data as information. As a storytelling dashboard, it will convert that information as a story, right? let's get into this point with more examples. I'll cover it later. So that's what importance of a dashboard. We'll be able to discover the patterns, how things has happened, how things are currently going on, and spot the trends. For example, if you take this COVID-19 situation itself, you would have came across many dashboards are across while you are browsing and in the news channels and all those things. What you're actually getting? You're actually getting the pattern, how the trend, how the spread ratio is being increased day after day. Currently, what is the and that is discovering the patterns. Second point, metrics. What is the current confirmed cases? What is the current active cases? Actually, that is the actual real metric, not confirmed cases, because we are not going to do anything with it as a people. As a common public, we need to know what is the active cases in my actual area, right? So that you will be acting accordingly. And also spot trends as well. Okay, taking as an example of the government itself. So let's say Palaniswamy sir, based on the historical pattern, how much people are getting affected with this and how much people are getting cured and with the number of days and all those metrics, he'll be able to decide the future. Okay, how much fund still it requires, how much IAS officers have to be allocated every district wise. So all these things, he need to spot the trend and take the right decisions, right? So it is dashboard is nothing but transferring data into information or metrics. Okay, I hope now you will be able to clear with that point. So when it comes to storytelling, it is something that transforming information into more understandable insights so that anybody could understand, right? So dashboard will be prepared by some BI engineer or some data guy, but that dashboard, if it is clearly visualized in an effective manner, then it will be more understandable for any person. Maybe Edapadi Palaniswamy is not a data guy, but he is able to understand the insights, right? Only then he is able to get the right decisions. And also, if you are submitting a report, even the report would be having a great set of insights, but if you would be submitting your report with thousands of rows in an Excel file to your boss, it will not be a convincing factor. But if it is conveyed as a bar chart or pie chart, instead of explaining numbers, it will create a great value, right? And it actually, you'll see the story that lives in the data. That's in the nutshell. Fine. So as we discussed earlier, there are many BI tools like Tableau, Power BI, ClickView, Looker, anything. But all the tools will be covering up 3 basic thumb rules. Okay. So this is how any BI tool, even the new BI tool which would come in future also, it will be laid in this foundation only. Okay. So what I'm going to cover in this talk is that portion of basic thumb rules, so that it will be, my talk will be more familiar with and it will be more attached with any BI tool to common users as well. So coming to the first point, connect and extract data from different apps and sources. There are many apps and many data sources are there. So that BI tool should be able to connect with different apps with ease. It should be super easy, and also the security standards should be maintained. For example, if we are connecting Facebook, then the Facebook mode of authentication should be enabled in that BI tool. Let's say it is as OAuth 1. Okay. You will be asked with your credentials and you will be asked with the permissions also. Before connecting to the BI tool, you will be getting a pop-up. So Facebook is, Power BI is willing to extract your Facebook data and create some insight. Is it okay? Like that, it will be asking. If you note down in the while connecting Facebook in any BI tool, it will be asking some information. So it is nothing but following the security standards. Okay, only then they can sustain in the market. That BI tool. The second point is it should allow analyzing those data and create effective visuals. So analyzing here is a second level of data cleaning, we can say. in general, a BI tool will not edit the data, edit the original data. Okay, it will just create additional columns, or it will just yes, it is like a BI tool will not edit the original data. That is the actual thumb rule. But for the visualization purpose, it will just create new columns. It will allow you to create new columns over the old columns. Okay, such kind of features should be there in a BI tool, because let's say we are connecting, we are taking metrics of Facebook from throughout the world, or just imagine that you are gathering the custom system log information from America, Australia, and India. Okay, while the system log information is getting registered in a file, the date format will be differing, right? In US, a different format will be there. In India, a different format will be there. And in Australia, different format will be there. The date format, month, date, year. So while it is being connected to BI tool, that BI tool should be able to understand all those different formats. Or we have to create a new additional column. So telling the BI tool that, see, take the actual date value from this column and convert it to so and so format, so that my dashboard will be able to recognize all the rows date columns. Okay, such that you should be able to analyze the data and convert it as visuals. Visuals is nothing but those tabular form of data. You convert it as bar chart, line chart, and pie chart, whatever it may be, as visuals. Okay, to showcase the trends and comparisons. Finally, once the visuals are created, you should be able to communicate and share the insights. Again, security comes into the picture. Okay, so you have created a dashboard. That dashboard, for example, just imagine I am working in a government agency, and the chief minister is asking me to prepare a dashboard to analyze the pandemic situation, how the COVID-19 cases has been throughout Tamil Nadu, what kind of like he's telling his requirements. Okay, so I am preparing the dashboard. Once I have prepared the dashboard, it should be easy to accessible for the chief minister, because he might be in a mobile, he might be in a projector watching some screen, he might be in his laptop, anything, or he might be looking out in a paper. So the way he would see might be of any form. So the dashboard which I created with the BI tool should be able to be deliverable in all such mediums. Okay, so that dashboard should be, as we say, it should be responsible to be displayable in a mobile tab or laptop or large screen. And that dashboard should also be allowing me to export as different file formats, like a PDF or an image or a Excel, whatever it may be. So that if chief minister asks me as a printout, simply I export as image and just print out and give. Or if he asks me to put in a projector, simply I can project the dashboard to him. Or the chief minister is telling that, see, this is a very confidential dashboard. This dashboard should be visible only to me, not anybody else. Then even if the dashboard is shared as a link, a hyperlink, that link should be working only to the chief minister alone. So all these factors comes into a BI tool. That's where the difference between data visualization tool and BI tool comes into picture. If it is a data visualization tool, then simply converting the data as visuals, that's it. The thing is over. But when it comes to a BI tool, apart from this creating a visual, all these security factors also will be will play an important role. That's why Microsoft is having two different tools, Excel and Power BI. In Excel itself, you'll be able to create different beautiful visuals. Many of you would know. But why should they create a Power BI? So the Power BI evolved as a business intelligence tool from data visualization tool, and that Power BI tool provides all these collaboration features, that is communicating, sharing with security standard. Okay. So if you guys want me to stop anywhere, just let me know. Fine. And okay. Yeah, coming back. So on the process of getting insights, from data, actually we get merged into an ocean of data while analyzing it, right? There are a numerous sources of data. If taking as a role, as an example, for example, if you are a team lead, then already the team lead will be having a set of goals, right? He should be monitoring his team. He should monitor his team's progress, and he should monitor the deliverables are proper or not. The roles vary from company to company. Just I'm telling an example, and he should provide the feedbacks, month on month feedbacks to their engineers, and he should submit a 6-month employee performance report to the management. Everything, right? It is not just technical part alone. So at this stage, he'll be bombarded with many data. If he decides, okay, let us create a, let us get a proper insight from let us use all these data sources and proper insight. So just see how many data sources he has to use. He has to use the task management software like Jira, and he has to use some other tool where the work logs are being logged, and he has to use the tool where the project progress is being mapped engineer wise. So he had to use many tools, many data exist, and finally there is a chance of getting the proper insight, right? There is a chance of not getting the proper insight. So why I have told the previous point is, one should be capable of becoming an ad hoc reporter. You can even Google this term, ad hoc reporting. It is a very simple analogy. It is nothing but any kind of report that you as a user put together yourself as and when you need it, rather than a predefined template. Simply say, if you want to create a dashboard with some data, you should be able to create, right? Even you are an IT guy or non-IT guy. Okay, even you are a non-IT guy, if you think that, okay, I need a dashboard, or I need a visual to decide some insights, you should be able to easily create such a dashboards. Okay, so let me tell a situation to explain this concept. You all know the current situation, the hospital situation, where most of the cases are being admitted only for COVID-19 cases only, right? All the other departments are either non-crowded or empty, but only one type of cases alone being bombarded into all the government hospitals. Nowadays, in private hospitals also started, right? So the main thing which the management need to track is bed occupancy. There is a KPI called as bed occupancy rate in healthcare, which is nothing but tracking about the free beds and availed beds, right? So this is one particular question. If that the respective IT team is being provided a task that to create a simple visual, so that it should be able to easily track the bed occupancy day after day. It should be real time. Whenever a person discharges, that should get updated, so that it should be real time, so that as management, they'll be able to easily manage the other resources as well, like ICU rooms, ventilators, and what else? The cleaners, doctors, nurses. There are many things, right? It is not that bad. In news channels and all, we get the information that okay, we have arranged so and so number of beds, so and so number of beds. It is not only that factor. The healthcare professions are very keen, and they are very involved in analyzing the other resources as well, right? Okay, coming back. So if you would be asking a question. So I'm not a data guy. Then how can I get started to be a storyteller or ad hoc report creator, right? You'll be getting this question. So what I'm going to tell next is few things which are there for a while, but we haven't used it. Okay, that's what I'm going to tell. Few things which can be used for reporting purpose, which are those apps in our day-to-day life, but we haven't used so far. So I'm going to point some of those now. So I hope most of you would be using PowerPoint. Even now I am using PowerPoint. In that, while you are creating a new slide, there will be an icon like this. There will be icon like this. It will be telling that it is nothing but you can able to create this so much of charts just with within just you be in the PowerPoint itself. Okay, so this is nothing but the same base library which has been used in Excel and Power BI, but they have extracted that and they have made it user friendly to create visuals within the PowerPoint itself, right? So as we spoke earlier, if you are going to if you are provided with a task to analyze some set of engineers past 3 months rating, then you might take their rating information and just thinking over the idea, everything is fine. But what in case if you finally you prepare a report like this and provide it to management? So you could easily tell that, so the person, engineer 1, is being good at the first month, and then later on he lagged down, and then again he started to pile up. So you can create a story from this visual itself instead of just with a statement. If you present your information with such an visual, then it is an easy to manner. You make your stakeholder or you make your manager to understand things very easily, right? He'll be able to quickly understand, okay, this is what, okay, so and so. So what I'm going to do now is maybe you know how to do this, but still let me quickly create one such visual so that you will, I hope it will induce you to try on your own as well. So what I'm going to do is a new slide, and here I'm creating an insert chart visual. So here from a set of chart, so for the simplicity purpose, I am choosing the column chart itself. So just a minute, one more person has joined. Okay. Yeah, welcome Bhaskaran. Please mute yourself. Okay. So coming back to the presentation, I have just clicked this visual, the column chart visual, and in that, just by clicking the chart itself, I get a small Excel kind of a pop-up here, right? So just I'm going to do, it is fine to edit the portions alone. So here it is going to be engineer 1, engineer 2, and so on. And here, let me take it as April. Okay, I think it should be fine. Whatever it may be, it will be easy to understand for us. May, June. So like that, I have framed it, and immediately the values also get updated here. You could see engineer and the rate, ratings of different months and all those things. And if you see the icon here, plus icon, it will allow you to configure the properties. Access titles, you can set. So this is going to be the rating. So let me edit that. And what else? Data labels. We are able to see the value here. If it is not there, then we have to, our eye have to move to and fro. So engineer 2, the column is here. So the value is nothing but 4 something. But if I enable the data label, it will be easy to understand, right? And data table, if I want to display a table as well, then simply I can click the data table. And error bars, it is something advanced thing, so we don't need. And we can also enable the trend line. So trend line is nothing but to see the trend in a simple line. So let me check the latest month, June month's trend line. So you could see the how the things have changed from. Okay, actually this is this for this particular chart, this will not suit because we cannot compare between engineers. So let me remove this. But this is nothing but comparing the visuals, comparing the value over different categories. Okay, fine. And one more thing is PowerPoint design ideas. This is also an effective way of conveying information. So this is available here. I think most of you are using, but just for a namesake, let me just tell. So just by clicking this design ideas, you'll be getting different options of presentation. So better, I can choose some another widget slide. Yeah, you can take this. So as you could see, in a fraction of second, once we click the design ideas, the application is able to understand the context, always audience in mind, and it is actually populating a icon with human and in mind. Then it is populating a bulb like icon and colors. Then automatically it has produced a color palette. So not only it is understanding the context and producing the images, it is also providing related icons, right, apart from this much set of design options to the slide options, right? So you can use these things during your even in simple presentation as well, while providing your monthly work done report to your management or stakeholder. Even if you present in such a manner, they'll be pleased, right? Fine. And one more thing is Excel. So in Excel, how many of you have used ideas? There is a feature called ideas. How many of you have used, or how many of you already know about that? Anyone, guys? Oh, great. Gopal has used ideas. That's great. So let me also try to explain that again. Yeah. Welcome, Jagadish. Let's get back to the context.
Hi, thank you.
So this, yeah. So this is a simple file. I hope you are able to see an Excel file. It is an Excel file that is reporting the number of cases in each county of each state in United States country. Okay, it is throughout the world, but just for your understanding, I am telling that in each state in US, in each state, in each county, how much confirmed cases are there, how much death, how much recovered, how much active cases are there, and what is the fatality ratio, and all those information. So this information is from this data is from John Hopkins University, which has been used throughout the world to get the stats between different countries, right? Even the decision makers from government also, most of the government also, they are using this. So this is a data, and with this data, I have information, right? But even I can use the Excel feature itself to do some things like I can sort, or I can reverse the sort and all those things. That is fine. But if I need some insights, then it is not enough for me, right? So let me just click the ideas now once again. Okay, let me click the ideas. So what it will do is it will take the data set to the cloud and understand the data set, understand the schema of the data set. So automatically populate in different widgets, and it will show as a different set of options at the right in a couple of within a minute itself. Let us wait for a few seconds. Yeah. So in a matter of seconds, I'm able to get different set of visuals while being in Excel itself, right? So if someone like a CEO or a hospital dean, then they don't need to wait for someone who to get the story out of some data, right? So this Excel itself, this ideas itself, it is presenting a great set of visuals. For example, let's take some visuals. Okay. So it is telling that it is just see the point. This particular these set of visuals are not only populating the widgets as visuals. In addition, it is also telling the statement as well, like a human. Recovered increases over time, right? We are not interpreting and finding that. It is by default, it is able to tell the things. Recovered increases over time. The country US has noticeably higher number of deaths. The country Japan and Russia have noticeably, okay, this is not irrelevant because longitude, it is actually taking it as a number and just providing that. We can ignore that. And what to say? Yeah, it is populating itself with different scatter plot, pie chart, bar chart. So again, we are able to see that US has noticeably higher active cases and all those things. So we in no time we are able to get the visuals. We are able to get the insights from the raw data. So even just on a button click, I am able to insert this chart again in my Excel itself, right? So this is where the data visualization, the power of data visualization. But beyond this, I'll not be able to do other parts, other collaboration parts. For that, we need a BI tool, right? So both are different. But why I am telling about the PowerPoint and Excel is anyone, even a non-IT guy, can use this feature. And also even IT guy or data guy or as a team lead or manager, in quick sort of time, we can produce insights, and while presenting ourselves, all while communicating ourselves to a higher management or to our team members, visually communicating visually will provide a great impact. Okay, that is the main purpose I am telling about the PowerPoint and Excel. Okay. So coming back to the presentation, there are a few more things. Yes.
Yeah, just one question. Like,
yes, Divya.
Is this feature available in all versions of Excel and PowerPoint? This design ideas?
Actually, the most recent version, like what to say, I'm able to use this for the past 2 years, like the current Office 365 version and the previous version. Maybe you will not, this will not be available in very old versions like 2007 and all those things. But very recently, it will be definitely available.
Okay,
there is no doubt in that. But one thing is present very far before the PowerPoint creating charts, right? The creating columns, it is present from 2007 itself.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. So coming back, just a minute. Okay. So before proceeding to further about storytelling, exactly, let me tell few more information, few more things to be known. Okay. So first of all, if you are looking up into a data, then we should be able to understand two things, right? For example, we are looking into this data, then immediately we should be able to understand two things. One is dimension and one is metrics. Okay. So dimension is nothing but whichever column you cannot be able to aggregate it. Okay. Metrics is nothing but whichever column you will be able to aggregate it. Aggregate is nothing but performing some minimum, maximum, variance, all those mathematical functions. Okay. So simply say the example is for dimension example is latitude, longitude, city name, state name, country name. These are all could be again even latitude, longitude is again numbers, but you cannot summarize it. You cannot add two latitude values to get something. There is no meaning. Okay. So whereas if you take the population data or the confirmed cases, the active cases, all these information you can add. For example, you can add the total number of active cases in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, right? But you cannot add simply the name Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, fine? So to tell with the example here, this is a metric, right? This is a metric, or simply say measure. Measure will be easy to understand. So that's what all the BI tools will be using the term. So this is a measure. These four things are measure. But latitude, longitude is dimension. Okay. Fine. So is province state is a measure or dimension?
It's a dimension.
Okay, that's great. And case fatality ratio is a measure or dimension?
Measure.
Okay, that's great. Fine. In fact, in case fatality ratio also, there is no meaning if it is added. But if we do the average, then it gives meaning. You understand? Case fatality ratio of Tamil Nadu is 1%. Fatality ratio of Karnataka is 1.2%. Then average, performing average, it is nothing but 1.1%. Again here, summing up both these values doesn't provide any value, right? So you have to understand these basic things before you convert any data to visual. Once again, data is not something that it sits in Excel and all those things. Whichever work we do, simply we evaluate the story points before a sprint starts, and we evaluate engineers' performance, work done feedback at the end of month. Everything is data. But if your thought process changes like this, as a measure, dimension, and how it should be, which should be summarized, which should be calculated as average, and all those things, then your total mindset will change, and your thought process will change drastically. Fine. So you will be able to find a lot of tips. Just if you just Google 3 things for effective visualization, 3 tips for creating a great dashboard, like that, you will be finding a lot of tips in online. But I just framed in my context. So effectively communicating some extracted insight to the target audience is very important. Okay. So in my point, these are the 3 skills to improve the storytelling with data. The first and foremost is being specific about who is your audience. Okay. So as we saw the previous example, if I am a BI engineer, I am going to create a COVID-19 dashboard for the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, then it is not that I am creating a dashboard for myself. Okay. So once I create a dashboard, I should not be in a mindset like, okay, I have created a dashboard. It is having so and so widget. It is looking beautifully, and I'm able to understand all the widgets. That is not the mindset. It should be understandable to the respective target audience. That is the Chief Minister. He might be a tech or non-tech guy, right? But he should be able to understand the visuals that I create in my dashboard, right? So we should keep the target audience in mind, so in such a way that we have to create the visuals. Thinking is nothing but knowing who are they, what do they care, what do they expect, what keeps them not sleeping at night. So actually, as a leaders of states, they'll be much worrying that, okay, how things are going to happen, how long this pandemic will be there, and how can I take other actions like funding to other projects which I have approved already. So these are all things they keep on will be worrying as a chief minister or a district collector also. So if you present a dashboard, understanding their pain points and showing the visuals as easy as possible to understand, to be understandable by them, then he'll be very happy and take proper decisions, right? So that is what the first point is. Always keep your audience in mind. And second, clever in colors. So coming to colors, it is not only about using pleasing colors. There are many other factors also. Thinking that where your audience need to look at the first look, where your audience should look in a dashboard, in which portion, either they should look at the center or they should look at the left top, where they should look. at that prominent place, we have to use a contrast color and we have to make that audience to look. Okay, that's one main point. And another main point is, if you are creating a public dashboard that is being you are going to submit it for public and could be viewed by any kind of people, then you have to remember the color blindness concept also. Simply you cannot use colors whichever you are liking. Okay, so remembering the color blindness concept, you have to use so and so colors. There are some generic tutorials are there, but these are advanced things, but still I'm telling for effective visualization. And next, we should use more words in a dashboard. I mean, it is words, not sentences, right? So it is like access labels, value labels, titles, all these information. As we saw earlier in the PPT itself, I was enabling data label, right? So after each column, on top of each column, the value was there, 2.5, 4.8, the rating was there, right? So if such an information is there, the user need not interpret the y-axis and x-axis. Okay, the column is this much height is there, so what should be the value? He need not interpret. Simply by looking, he'll be able to get the value, right? So based on the context and situation, how effectively or how much possible you can use those words. Okay, so that will really give the users a quick representation of your numbers and charts that you have in your dashboard. And okay, so now let me open my Power BI and let me just explain you what is the basic concept. I mean, how actually a dashboard is being created, right? So now let me tell about Power BI in two perspectives: those who have already familiar with BI tools and those who doesn't use the BI tool at all. In both the contexts, let me just present my information. So coming to Power BI, it is a BI tool, but the basic layout will be designed in such a manner that all the Windows users will be easy to get merged. For example, either you take Excel or Word or PowerPoint, whatever it may be, there will be tabs, right? In each and every tabs, you will be finding a set of features related to that tab, right? Similarly, Power BI also is designed in such a manner: home, insert, modeling, view, and so on. So, okay. So that is the first thing. When a user who is been using Windows, while he is logging to Power BI, he doesn't feel very awkward. Okay, something is there, we can get started, like that. His mind will be there, not by checking help documentation itself. And then what they'll have is just click on file. You will be seeing a set of options, and first thing which you will have in your mind is connect your data. I told, right, there are the three main things which all the BI tools will be covering up: connect your data, analyzing your data, analyze and visualize, and the third point is share and collaborate, right? So first thing is obviously data, because if you are one person going to use a dashboard, means obviously you're having some data, right? So obviously the first step is nothing but connecting your data. Let me connect that same data which I just showed you in the Excel file, the COVID-19 data. So this is the latest stats that is available globally. So I have chosen the same Excel file itself. So it will import the data and do some basic transformations, so that this particular data, using this data, you can create visuals in Power BI. Okay, so it is showing as the same tree kind of structure. If you are using SQL Server Management Studio, then it will be like this only, right? So you'll be populated, the databases will be at the top, and if you just open it up, the tables will be displayed. Since in Excel I am having only one file, it is showing this option, and I am just selecting it. So I'm able to get a quick preview of data, and from here I have two options. Either I can load the data as it is and proceed to get insight, or I can transform the data. So let's see what happens if I click transform the data. So what it will do is, why the progress bar is, it will actually analyze what are all the basic transformations that Power BI itself can do. That like that it will start to analyze. If any basic transformations are to be done, then it will do by itself. Just a minute, someone has joined. Okay, fine, no one. Yeah. So here again, I get another pop-up. Actually, this is the Power BI main window. I get another pop-up window on top of this. Okay. So here I can choose whatever things like what to say, what we can do. Let me just select transform or add column. There are many operations are there. Even you could see they have started to integrate Azure Cognitive Service in Power BI itself. So if you just select a column and select text analytics, then it will automatically detect the sentiment. What else it does? The keywords analysis and all those things. The rating. What else? Classification. Many things. You can do everything. So, or if you have a custom machine learning model, you have it, then you can incorporate that also in a simple button click, right? That's the power of Microsoft. Once they do so and so things, and immediately they'll collaborate with all the related tools. So what can we do now? So there are different options. You can transform the data, or you can add new column, like that, right? Just a minute. I'm just checking out if the date format is correct. I'm just thinking what can be done. Okay, so yeah, I have selected the date column, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to select date only. Okay, immediately once I did this, you could see where is that extracted date. Yeah, you could see that the date only is present, because I'm sure that there is no use of having time in my data, since it is going to be day-wise data. Okay, so it is I just converted it as the format with date only. Fine. And what else we can do? Even I can reduce the decimal numbers here, and I can play with yeah, I can even split this up and have separate columns. So here you could see after selecting this column, it is asking me that by delimiter. So if I just give that, it will start analyze and automatically tell the comment as well. Sorry, the symbol as well, and it will automatically split up the columns. Okay, so you could imagine. I have told already that the original data will not be affected by Power BI. Then how it is happening? So everything is happening with in-memory database of Power BI. It is not actually touching out the original data at all. My Excel file is as it is. It will not be changed at all. But I'm able to do transformation and do everything in Power BI, because I'm all these alterations, all these RDBMS table alterations, I'm doing within Power BI. Power BI will be having a copy of this data set within itself. That is why I'm able to do all these transformation. I'm changing the schema as well, right? You're able to see this, right? Fine. I think this is enough for transformation. Let me just give the close and apply. Even here again, you could see that what we'll be doing once we type something in Word document, we'll be going to file and do save, right? So here also it is going to be close and apply. So far we have been in a UI which you can imagine like data connector designer. We connected the data and then we are designing the data designer. We can imagine like that. And this is going to be the UI for creating visuals. Now we have the data, right? We connected the data and we analyze the data. Next, the third step is we are going to visualize the data. So for that, what I'm going to do is simply select a visual, stacked bar chart. Okay. Yes. Okay, did someone else? Okay, fine. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So simply selecting this widget, what the next step is, I need this bar chart, and simply I have to select the columns which is present at the right end. It will be populated under the heading called fields. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the dimension, country dimension, and I'm going to have the measures as active cases. Okay. So I think it will be a lot of countries. So yeah, it is going on, right? As you could see, there is a lot of countries, but I'm able to simply get the visual, right? And one more important widget in every dashboard, every person will be using is using the number card. This is a very powerful widget, right? And for this, let me just populate the information about confirmed people. So it is telling that 14 million people are confirmed so far. And what else I could do? Here it is by default, it is doing the sum operation. I told right, if it is a measure column, we can do all sort of aggregate operation. So this is going to be by default, it has selected sum, but we can choose either it is average, minimum, maximum also. For example, let me show the case fatality ratio. Again, let me choose another number card, and here let me choose the case fatality ratio. Again, by default, it will be choosing the sum only. But what I should do is, I have to change it as average. And it will automatically change itself as 3.59. Okay. So, case fatality ratio, it should be average. Confirmed, it can be sum or average based on the insights what we need. And what else we can do? Okay, show value as % of grand total. So, okay, this is not necessary, I think, because we already performed an average over the data itself. So this is not necessary. And what else we can do? We have countries, right? So we can even have a map widget. Let me show. And after map widget, oh my God. Okay. In the map widget, simply let me select the countries and the deaths happen, the death count. So it is populating the data based on the value. It is actually getting populated. As you can see, this is a Bing map as Microsoft Bing Maps. We can able to see it in Power BI itself. And okay, let me just change this to this map. That will be more easy to understand. Yeah, now I think it will be easy to understand. So by default, it is showing as bubbles, right? We can change the visual factors as well. So you could see the icon like a brush kind of icon, right? So it is allowing us to do the formatting options by ourselves. So here by default it is bubble. If I change the option as heat map to be on, then the things will change as heat map. As you could see, the heat map kind of bubble is getting populated automatically. Or there are different map styles are there. Based on the theme I select, it will get changed automatically. So dark theme or light theme, whatever it may be. Okay. So what we have to do is, based on the context, based on the dashboard, or based on the report we have in our mind, we have to choose each and every aspect of these things. Fine. Okay. So with that, I may not be able to cover all the concepts. Yes, Jagadish, can you please tell?
Yeah, with regard to the maps,
Yes.
I just want to understand how granular can it go? For example, can we say districts in Tamil Nadu, for example?
Okay. Okay.
Is
You
there
were
any
asking about
granularity available?
drill down level kind of.
Yeah, granularity at which depth it can it go to? Can it just staying at the country level, or can we go granular to at the level of to certain extent, which is more local, is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I understand. Actually, Bing Maps, to the knowledge, what I have practiced is Bing Maps is more effective with United States. It will be more granular as depth as possible. Okay. In what context I'm saying is, if we just give the data as country name, for example, here it can even recognize till the county level also. In US, country, state, and county. In India, it is country, state, and city. In US, it is another level will be there. So till as much as level possible, United States will be just by giving the name, the Bing Maps will be able to understand. Very familiar. Okay. Still, yeah, still, it is not possible to cover up all the things, right? There are many countries, many states are there. So what the other option is, now let me select the latitude and longitude option. Let's see what happens. Okay, I think this particular data has some issues. Actually, the other way is, if you have simply the latitude and longitude, then again, this map will be able to populate that particular points. It will simply have a pointer kind of that location symbol, right? It will have some symbol on top of that, and whatever measure we show, it will just populate there. So it doesn't consider country and all. So if we give proper latitude and longitude value, then it will populate that information.
Okay, that's helpful.
Okay. And again, this set of features I'm telling, right? This varies between different BI tools. Microsoft is using Bing Maps. In Tableau, they might be using some other open source maps also. There are many maps are there, right? Based on the licensing, many factors are there. So different maps will behave differently, but most probably all the maps will be able to understand United States, maybe India. Those whoever they are democratic, those information will be openly understandable by that map. But all the maps will be able to understand the latitude and longitude. That's for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So let me continue back to what are the things a storytelling dashboard should have. Fine. So a general dashboard, as I told earlier, it will convert the data into insights. Sorry, into information, right? That is what a dashboard is. But now what we are going to see is what a storytelling dashboard should have. Okay. Because again, if it is going to be a storytelling kind of scenario, there is no other tool, the same BI tool, but how we are converting our visuals into a next level of thing. Fine. So in that, the first point is a storytelling dashboard should be able to communicate the insight such that anyone should be able to understand the context. Okay, anyone. It is not that the data guy or the dashboard creator, not that much alone. It should be understandable to anybody. That is the main point. And next, it should be something like a next version of prepared dashboard. Okay. So in general, as far as I have saw, a storytelling dashboard will not be created at a stage. First, data will be there, then a dashboard will be created, and again on top of that dashboard only, some kind of cleanups will be made, and to address one major question alone, that dashboard will be converted as storytelling dashboard. Okay, I'll tell this one with an example in the upcoming slide. And the third one is it should be personalized to one or a set of target audience alone, for whom the mentioned insights are very useful. Okay, with this point, you should not be confusing the first one and second one. This one is the dashboard. The first point is the dashboard should be understandable for anybody who see that. And the third point is the target audience. It should be for one set of target audience. Okay, it should not be like a dashboard for everybody. It is a dashboard specifically for CEO. It should be a dashboard specifically for politicians, like that. Okay. So let me tell an example. I told with the first point, right? Communicate the insights such that anyone can understand the context. So if you see this dashboard, this is a student performance analysis dashboard. Okay, so the students list will be there, their grade will be there, average mark, GPA, attendance, so on, so information. So this will be the same dashboard for the entire college. Just understand with that. So entire college in the sense, principal, department head, class tutor, everybody will be able to access this. But the thing is, the principal will be able to see all the departments. Okay, computer science department, mechanical department, so and so, all the departments. And the department head will be able to see that particular department alone. Computer science department cannot be able to see the metrics of computer management department. Okay, so commerce department, I'm sorry. Similarly, commerce department cannot be able to see the metrics of another department. So it is drilled down to that department. And third one is, it should be specific to, again, if it is drilled down, that dashboard should be specific to that class tutor alone. For example, BE, EEE, third year. For that tutor alone, this dashboard should be visible. The data, I mean. So the principal will be able to see all the departments, department head only that department, class tutor only that class. So all these will be enabled in a dashboard, the security feature. But that is the first point. And the second point is the same set of visuals will be pleasing and will be understandable for all the visual persons, like principal or secretary. They are in the management level of people, and department head, he is in between, and class tutor, they are a bit low. They will be more interactive with students. But the set of visuals chosen here will be understandable by all level of peoples. That is the main point that I am coming to convey. Understandable by everyone. Okay. And next thing is, a storytelling dashboard should answer one specific question alone. Okay. So as you could see here, the same John Hopkins University has provided such question-based insights. So here you could see policies, cases, deaths in your state, or have states flatten the curve. This is the just one question. The dashboard will be also covering up just this question alone. Let me show with the actual chart itself. Where is that? Yeah, here it is. So have states flatten the curve? This is the question. So if I want to know that, I just clicked it and I get the presentation. So all the state codes, a.k.a, WA, Washington, Orlando, what else, Wyoming. So all these states are displaying, and there is a small line also. So it is simply telling that the confirmed cases count, whether it is flattened or not. As you could see, let us take an example of AZ. I don't know which. Okay, it is Arizona, but it is telling that things are okay for some moment, but from the June month, the cases are drastically increasing, right? And coming back, if I choose something else, yeah, New York, it is very populated state. It is telling the reverse. It was getting the peak at the month of April and May, and it has slowly started to decrease, right? So things are fine in New York. So it is answering that only one question: have states flatten the curve? This is what a CEO or a manager would be asking, right? Whether the performance of the application has improved or not. That's it. That's it, his question. So what we have to do, we have to provide him in a mail that we will be usually providing him in a mail that, see, so yeah, at the so-and-so release, the performance of app, the initial app loading is 10 seconds. Now it is the 5 seconds. Database creation, it is 3 seconds. Now it is 1 second. Like that, we'll be creating a usually in a table. That's what we'll be doing. But think that if you are able to present it in a visual as well, by using the tools, quick tools which I told, like PowerPoint or Excel, it will be insightful, right, for him. Okay, so and so, and he'll be pleasured as well. Okay, so this much performance has been increased, or even it is negative, he'll be okay with the presentation at least. Okay, so now it is negative. Now the performance is not increased yet. What else can be done? Like that, we can go with the next question instead of a clumsy kind of situation, right? So coming back to the presentation. So one specific question, a storytelling dashboard will be addressing one specific question. Okay. And one more important scenario of a storytelling dashboard is it will be having such a kind of scenario, tension to resolution. Tension to resolution is nothing but the important KPI that is necessary for that particular dashboard will be present in a key area, in a main area, and around that KPI, all the other widgets will be present. Okay, let me tell you with an example. Okay, just a minute. I think I brought back the link. So once again, the tension part doesn't matter to you, but to the audience. Okay. If the hospital dean is looking at this dashboard, his tension part is beds, number of beds available and the resources. So it is his tension part. That's why this widget is placed in this in the center part. Okay. So just relating the same point which I mentioned in the previous slide, considering the target audience, the tension relies over here, and all the other related widgets present around this widget. Okay, fine. You're able to understand the main point, the tension to resolution, whether you are placing the right widget at the right place. That is very important. Okay. Okay. I think I spoke this earlier, positioning the KPIs, and this also we discussed, I think, the hospital resources. So how it should be managed, and having such a kind of visually representing information, it will be very pleasing for to take the decisions. Even I can show that with the example itself. So this is the world map dashboard, where you could see the all the information by country and what is the confirmed cases and what is the daily cases and all those things. Let me show you some insight. So in this, let me directly choose the country US. So I'm able to see the metrics of United States. And one thing which I doesn't like with this dashboard is confirmed case, confirmed is being provided with the color of red color. Actually, I don't think it is so much of danger kind of thing, right? Because the fatality rate is very less. Most of the people are getting recovered, but then why such a kind of color? So that thing I have a feedback on my personal view. Rather than using such a kind of red color, they can go with some other color like blue or some other kind of shade. So if we coming back to the dashboard, if we consider the United States, you could see the confirmed cases count is getting steeply increasing, right? So there is the flattening of curve is not yet happened. But when it let's just take the China, the hero, and here it is. They have already flattened the curve way before March itself, and still they are in the game, but nothing much to be worried. So that's why they are able to manage and things are going on. This is what the news channel and all those things are saying, flattening the curve, flattening the curve. So I'm able to see the flattening the curve only in China. Maybe I think Indonesia or Malaysia will be able to, yeah, no. Even other countries, the same scenario. Maybe let's see Malaysia, what happens.
You can check North Korea.
Let me see. I think North Korea data is not present here.
Or Russia.
Yeah, Russia, it will be there. Coming to Malaysia also, it is doing good. Let us see Russia. Where is it? Actually, this is also not a user friendly, right? It should be having some search bar, and I should be able to easily select that. But let's see. Russia was way before. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, Russia. Okay, Russia also not. Okay, it is not selected. Yeah, Russia also still in a state of getting managed. So things are going like this. So if it is such a dashboard for a person who takes worldwide decision, then he can take a neat set of decision, right? A dashboard. So that's the point I tried to say. And what else? Yeah, okay. Coming to hospital resource, this is what the image I just saw. So there are many people analyze and produce dashboards subject to the disclaimer. They place the disclaimer by themselves, but all such kind of data helps the at least the local government people, the state government, even the district level collectors. It helps them, right? Because just imagine a Coimbatore district collector or Chennai district collector, without such data, how will be able to decide some things? Because hospital is not going to be enough at all. Then they have to book some halls or colleges to accommodate additional beds, right? So this is how they'll be tracking all the resources, and they'll be deciding about funding for additional resources. And one more thing which I'd like to tell is yeah. So this is a complete dashboard which is provided by Power BI itself, allowing developers to embed in their applications. Okay. Mainly they told the blog post like the local government can bind this dashboard to their application to take effective decision, like they told directly. So just think that how effective the data source will be. So in this dashboard you could see all the information, the primary point to know the count, the country wise count. I can able to play with the grid. I can able to simply get the numbers and also visuals itself within the dashboard itself, all these things, right? And I'm able to change the date and get the numbers based on that date alone. It is not that just the latest value alone. So it is from May 11th till July 2nd. So and so scenario was there, right? I'm able to get that. Similarly, let me come back to have the whole picture itself. And you could see that, as usual, the rise of confirmed cases has begun in mid of April also, and it has started to decline. And again, it has took a second phase. Maybe there could be many reasons. One reason is a lot of protest has happened, as you all know in the news channel. Maybe that could be a reason. So the government officials will be able to understand, okay, if the confirmed cases are getting steeped, probably in another 20 days, the daily deaths will be, they will be having a new set of hype numbers. So we should be ready. we should be ready to answer the press. We should be ready to tell the respective department to be ready and all those things, right? And even within this itself, there are two tab widgets. That is, the confirmed cases as a cumulative count. That is, yesterday 10, today 12, tomorrow 20, like that. That's what news channels are also telling, right? And daily increments. Even this also our Tamil Nadu news channel is telling. Probably in Chennai, last week same Monday it is for 20,000. Now it is 25,000. Everyday cases are increasing. The Chennai has reached a new highest count. Like that and all, we are getting some insights. Right? So they'll be having a dashboard like this ready and calculating the measures all the time. And here again, the maps can be changed with confirmed cases and total deaths. So by confirmed cases also we can see, and by deaths also we're able to see. And mainly just see the space they have allocated for the disclaimer or the telling the source of information. It is very essential, important, right? One, if Power BI is telling recommending to the government to take the decisions out of the dashboard, each and every government person will be checking, okay, is this data is correct? Is this data valid? Is there any wrong things in data, like that? So they have clearly explained, taking a big portion itself. Even they would have expanded this map to a bigger size and had a better dashboard, but they took this much of size to tell the data integrity, to tell the correctness of data. Okay, fine. And let me come back to the slide. One more important thing is, it is not just a visual that should be a right one. That is also very important thing. It is simply like if you created a visual that will please, not like that. It is again like a two-sided knife. You have to be very careful in that. As you could see in one of the news channel, they have such a kind of representation, 39% and 60%. But 39% is bigger and 60% is lesser, right? It's a very small mistake, but it might create a great impact. But actually, if we are populating it in a level with the same value, this is how the proportion should be. But in my context, both the proportion is wrong and the value is wrong. I don't know how it was it went through, but things happen. Mistakes are common. But this is just an example to do the right visual at right manner. It should not deviate the actual meaning. Okay. So let me ask you a quick question. Which one of the following is a measure? Sales revenue, sales region, sales date. Yeah, you can switch on your mic and we can talk.
Sales date.
Actually, it is revenue, because I told that measure is something, but we should be able to summarize, right? Aggregate. So if it is date, we cannot summarize or aggregate. If the only thing is it is sales revenue. Only sales revenue can be summarized or perform an average and all those things, right? Okay. Let me go to next question. So which one of the following is a dimension?
Age.
That's great. Super. Because even though age is a number, adding one person age to another person ages doesn't create a thing, right? So by age, if we display a salary means, so age should be dimension and salary should be measure, right? Right. So while creating dashboard, the thing is, we can show it however, like what to say, whatever the way we think, right? But there are some best practices, like in our development scenarios, usage of if condition or switch branch. If our code logic should be doing a conditional statement, then we can use if or switch. Both will do the same job. But as a prominent developer, we'll be thinking that for this scenario, either switch will be suitable or switch case will be suitable or if else will be suitable, right? We will be thinking and doing the effective code, writing the effective. Similarly, while preparing a dashboard also, there is a set of guidelines which we can follow. Again, this guideline varies from one expert to another. So each one have different opinion, but there is a basic rule set. Like you have to understand the context first, the problem context. First one, understanding the problem context. You should just a minute. Yeah, understanding the problem context. You have to think over that whether it is a comparison or relationship or composition or distribution. Okay, so for example, let's take an example that we need to create a visual that tells the number of active cases between different cities. Okay, so here it's obviously going to be a comparison because I'm going to compare the active cases between Chennai, Coimbatore, Madurai, Erode, right? So in that case, it is going to be among items, not time. Items, because it is going to be Chennai, Coimbatore, cities, not time. I didn't mention the time itself between yesterday, today, like that. My question is, compare the active cases between different cities of Tamil Nadu. Then it is comparison. Then it is among cities. Then it is two variables per item or one variable. It is one variable because it is only the active cases. It is one variable. Then it is going to be many category or few category. It is going to be few category. Then I am going to populate it in a horizontal bar chart. So the topmost count, the most city, the most active cases containing city, I'll be having at the top. Chennai first. Next, it will be, I think it is Madurai or I don't know. So like that, it will be populating. Fine. So having such a guideline will help at times. And one more question which usually I get is Power BI, Tableau, Sisense, ClickView. There are many tools are there. So which one is best? Which one is easy to use? Which one is recommended? Which one is cost effective? Like that, many questions there. So let us ignore the cost factors and all. That is that could be a separate discussion. But let us take it in a developer point of view. Those who are creating dashboard. I just understood this from a person called Kate, who speaks about data in LinkedIn posts. So what she told is, she is a BI designer. Okay, so she is a dashboard designer. So what she told is, if I just think that if Kate is entering into kitchen of herself, okay. So while entering into kitchen, she is able to understand that the stove is there, the water is there, and the knives, the spices, the main ingredients like rice or wheat, all those things wherever they're there, and where to wash the utensils and all those things. Even she visits some other home's kitchen, either brother's kitchen or some relative's kitchen. She is able to kickstart the cooking work as a gradually, because it is going to be the same stove, the washing utensils area, the spices, the main ingredient, everything. But the thing is, the things will be relocated. Some things might be in her kitchen that might not be present in their kitchen, but it will be present in some other form, right? The spices will be different. The same thing, the different BI tools are there, but the basic thumbnails is going to be same. So you might not be worry too much that okay, I know Tableau but doesn't know Power BI. What happens? I know Power BI but doesn't know Sisense. What happens? So there is nothing to worry at all. You can be confident in one particular tool, and when the time comes or when the necessity comes, because each company uses different tools. So when the necessity comes, you can automatically change the tool, and you can learn how things are being presented in that tool. Okay, the demo which I gave today with Power BI, it is not going to be same in Tableau, of course, right? But in a matter of time, even if I'm given with a Tableau for the first time also, I'll be able to sort out, but it might take some time. That's all, a short span of time. So just concentrate in the basics, and everything will, the on top of all those things will cover up automatically. To mean here, cooking is the skill, kitchen is the tool, right? Things only varies between different kitchens. That's all. That's in the nutshell. So if you want to get started with Power BI to create dashboards, then just Hotmail account is not enough. Okay. To be a dashboard creator, you need the Microsoft 365 subscription, but that subscription also is available for 60-day free trial. This link holds the information how to get the 365 subscription for a trial, and that is been also present for 5 users. Okay. And who can start to use? Again, Power BI is a very user-friendly tool and designed with the design framework of Windows. So anyone, if who is a student or even he is a non-IT guy or so doing some business, being a decision maker, they can simply start with Power BI. I'm sure that Power BI is very easier tool than the most familiar Tableau or ClickView or so to get started at least. So let me just give you some more information about different forms of visualization that emerge once this storytelling scenario has started, right? There are tools are getting new tools are coming, right? So now I'm going to tell different tools that helps for storytelling as well. So first one is Microsoft Visual. It is a very famous tool. It is a very powerful tool. I can say like that, but not being used by many Windows users, or maybe in my thought process. You can see here it is a same dashboard, Power BI dashboard, but in between you could see a home layout plan. In a dashboard you can see a home layout plan, and all these customization like the color, font, the image, and all these things can be set in Power BI itself, right? So using Microsoft Visual, you can create a template, a kind of template like this in Microsoft Visual. Then you can import the template into your dashboard and apply all the customization, right? And there are many tools like infographics. So with that, you will be able to just provide the text. It will automatically populate you with different visuals like that. This fishbone structure: develop, modify, authorize, present, like that. Just imagine if you present your CEO or your client with such a kind of visual. It is not that you're pleasing your client, you are making your client or CEO to understand the insights better. Okay, there is a difference. You are not pleasing, but you are making your target audience to understand the insights better. Similarly, if you are presenting your product roadmap to your stakeholder, if you are presenting in a simple table rather than if you are presenting in such a kind of visual rather than a table, think about the difference how it would be, right? So yeah, you can check out this. This is a third-party tool. Just I thought to give it as a takeaway. So which I came across. And even in PowerPoint itself, that tool has a plugin, and you can create more visuals. The PowerPoint, by default, PowerPoint has some set of visuals, as I mentioned, the bar chart and all those things. If infography is being, the plugin is installed in PowerPoint, then it will be more effective visualization. As you could see, the left side options, there are many things are there, right? It will be more pleasing. That's it. And one more thing is, there are many tools have started to evolve to create animated visuals as well. This also we could see in news channels nowadays, many news channels, right? So how it has been the outbreak from day 1, day 2, day 3, how it has been. So in this visual, it is telling the difference of outbreak, converting from just an outbreak to epidemic and then to pandemic, how it has happened. From day 1 to day 3 between different diseases, coronavirus, SARS, Ebola, and also, right? And in Power BI also, via custom visuals, you will be able to create so and so animated widgets. So from the day 1 to day 3, how the number of cases increase between different countries. You can add one more dimension. So fine. And let me ask one more quick question. So what is the new feature in Excel that does automatic data visualization? Sorry?
Idea.
Yes, ideas. That's great. Okay. And a chart that explains daily new cases by each day that comes under comparison composition relationship. Which one?
It will be relationship.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. So this is just a quick recap. What to say? Just a minute. Almost we are nearing the session. So the thing is, if you incorporate the seed to be a storyteller, then you can fit this this skill everywhere in your work. It is not that only BI engineer or a data engineer, right? Everyone can adopt to this mindset, and the thought process also will be changing automatically. And as a final slide, let me play this video. Okay. Just a minute. Okay.
Try space bar. No.
I didn't expected this thing. Okay, let me end the slideshow itself. We'll bring it here because it is just a video. I think you'll be able to understand. Are you able to hear the voice from video?
No, we are not.
No. Actually, few seconds back.
No.
Are you able to hear?
No, we are able to hear you, not video voice.
Okay.
You have to stop screen share, start screen share, and say include system audio.
Okay. Able to hear?
No.
Not yet.
Okay. Okay, let me see for a couple of seconds. If not, how to change the audio option?
You check the box. Is it include system audio?
Yeah, actually, it doesn't ask for choose the audio.
If you share your screen, there'll be a checkbox before you select desktop. Include system audio.
Okay, that's what I didn't got
in
the
that
option.
share pop-up, I think he's saying.
Yeah, at the bottom. Let me send you a screenshot of that on the chat channel.
Oh, fine. Sorry. Yeah, I got it.
Okay, Mama, I got this new challenge for you. Are you ready?
Yeah, now is it here?
Yes.
Video? Oh, okay, that's great.
Ready? I need you to do this. Do this. Now put it on your chin. Okay, good. Now do it again, but put it on your chin. Yeah, but put it on your chin. Do this, but put it on your chin.
I put it on my chin.
Okay, put it on your chin. No, do this, what I'm doing, and put it on your chin. Oh my God. I said do this. Listen to my words. Do this and put it on your chin.
This is the last time I'm gonna do this and put it on my chin.
Mama, do this. Oh my God. Okay. Stop. Mama, I said do this, and put it on your chin. Mama, is this your chin? I said your chin. This is your chin.
Oh, oops.
So guys, have you see the power of visualization, visual representation, right? So I just thought to present this that particular slide because how powerful the visualization is, and the mind basically understands and gives priority about what it sees first than what it hears first. That's why, as an example, I just told. So if you have any questions, I'm open to the question. Yeah. Yes, Jagdish. Yes.
Yeah. So in terms of creating these charts, how good are the options to embed them into our own applications? Is there just trying to think about how to do that for some of our clients? How do you embed them into our applications?
Yeah, actually, that is where I told there are different BI tools are there, right? Power BI, Sisense, and dashboard, and the many tools. So each tool supports different levels of embedding into application. The easiest and simplest most of the tools who provide us via iframe. There is a tag called iframe in HTML. So within that iframe, whatever URL you are giving, that will be displayed. So within an iframe, if a dashboard link is present, I mean, if a dashboard link is included, then that can be embedded into an application directly. That is one direct option. But when it comes to a real application, the security matters. So it is not as most of the applications will not allow embedding iframe. That's at least secure application. So there are other options being provided by different tools, like they provide embedding options via JavaScript, and there are many options. Mostly, since the most of the applications nowadays are created as web application, JavaScript embedding is the most prominent thing, for which the developers support is needed. That part cannot be done simply by a button click like that. That requires a bit of coding.
Okay. So that means the client must have a Power BI login in that case. If they have
Exactly.
a Power BI login, then they'll be able to visualize as well.
Actually, things happens like what to say.
I can take this question, Jagdish.
Yeah.
Karthik,
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have done this in previous project. What we have done is, if you have an iframe, as Dinesh said, all you need is an URL that you can generate from the Power BI. On that case, you don't need a any license. The one license which you use to create Power BI is enough. Okay. The URL will be the one which is part of the iframes URL. We have to put it in the iframe tab so that you can show that in the any web page. So that's exactly what I did in previous project. The only thing is, with the if you can use the same URL in different. Let's say, okay, this is example is showing. So SRC is there, right? So that will be the Power BI URL you can generate out of the dashboard you created on using one of the Power BI license, and then you can put that on any web page. That won't be a problem at all. For that you don't need a license. But if you want to change it, if you want to filter it, so those it's not in the normal filters is fine. But if you want to change the data source or data source filter, then you need a Power BI license. Otherwise, for visualization purpose, it's clean. Because I have tried it and it worked. It's like perfectly. It's working also now.
Oh, okay. That's very useful. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, good question.
So
And
I just
Jagdish, thanks. I mean, for to give a clarification, actually, Jagdish told me about this Teams meeting to have everybody as a guest so people can interact. Thanks, Jagdish, for that information. Otherwise, this
Sure.
would have not been possible. Yeah.
I'm happy it's useful. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I just showed a dashboard, right? I just told that Power BI has exposed a public dashboard, and they told that enables local governments to publish in their application. So they just published it as a blog itself, and they as a step-by-step procedure you can find it here. So from downloading Power BI, and how the pre-built embed code should be there. As Karthikeyan and myself told, the iframe tag. Since this is a public dashboard, iframe is more than enough. There is no problem at all. So, and how it should be embedded, everything, the step-by-step procedure will be here.
Okay. Yeah. That's very helpful.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there
So
any other
Dinesh,
question?
yeah, I have a question. So, to start off, it's a very good presentation, and the last bit of video was even more eye-opening. Thanks for that. Yeah. So my question is in terms of integration. So you were mentioning about uh, Excel. So what are the other ways we can integrate source data? So me being a technical background, me working on AWS Azure, is there a way we can integrate data from these APIs into Power BI?
Yes, it is possible, we know. So I hope you are able to see my screen. Just a minute. Yeah, here it is. The
Yes,
pop
I'm
has
able
gone
to.
somewhere. So as you could see the option get data, by default it will be displaying the prominent data sources. So it is present here. So if you just click more here, okay, it's a minute. Actually the pop-up goes somewhere.
I think it's down somewhere. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay, I can see now.
Yeah, got it. Fine.
In the middle of the
So,
screen. Yes.
okay. So here you could see the different options like file, database, Power Platform, Azure, online services. So since Power BI is a Microsoft tool, they prominently support all kind of storages, SQL, Cosmos DB, blob storage, HD Insight, and all those things. And coming to AWS services, you could find some of the services here. Where is it? AWS bucket. There are few services.
Type
Possible.
AWS in the search. Type AWS in the
Yeah,
search.
yeah. Okay.
Amazon. Try Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah, Amazon Redshift. As you could see.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I can take. I can. I have one more thing to add to what Dinesh said. The point is, if you can connect it through a connection string or any other HTTP or any other protocol, right? You can actually connect it here also. It doesn't mean that you have to have a proper how to say the icon or the source to be displayed. Well, what if you want to connect a MySQL and it is in Amazon? You can still connect it. So that is how it works. If you can connect your application through to that data source, you can also connect it through this Power BI. Most probably, almost like 90% of the things you can connect. Yeah. So as you say, ODBC is there. Yeah.
Try certified connectors at the bottom. Blue hyperlink.
Yeah, it is. Microsoft will be what to say. They'll test from there and as well, and they'll list out some of those connections. Like what to say.
They will
There are so
market
many
their
connectors are there,
connections
right?
first.
Spark, and coming to online services, many tools are there. Smartsheet, Spark Post, Sweet IQ. These are all like small apps which comes up. There might be that this app itself would be bought by some other person and the name might change. But that thing Power BI might not be able to track for all the apps. So what they'll do is with the certified connectors, it is something that they'll be keeping track everything and it will be perfectly fine. If it is not certified or if it is marked with the beta or something, just we have to be for sure also, just in case if any API changes like that, right? And coming to the Karthikeyan's point, it is nothing but a web connector. If you just select this web connector, then it will be asking the generic inputs like the URL and what to say, the command timeout options and the header request header parameters, or if there is any other parameter, like simply say whatever you're able to do in a Postman app, you can able to do in a Power BI as well. If you're able to get some data in Postman, then the same scenario applies here as well in Power BI as well. But the thing is, you have to enter everything manually. That's the difference.
Understood. And one final question from myself is that I know if you are doing a storytelling, you will be attacked with lots of questions. So, what is your? If you could give a small thought on this drill down, because most of the presentations will be drilled down on certain areas. A small thought on it will be nice.
Okay, coming to the part of drill down, if it is a storytelling, then mostly the drill down should not be required in that question. itself. Okay, if it is going to be a single shot, it should be something like a single shot. The confirmed cases and death cases in Tamil Nadu, then that the visual should be having that, and the decision maker will be keen to focus on Tamil Nadu, particularly if it is a storytelling dashboard. If and so necessary only, the drill down works out there. That is to drill down to the next level. Okay, so most probably a storytelling dashboard will not have drill down. Most probably.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. So, is there any other questions?
We'll wait for 30 more seconds and then we'll call it.
Okay.
Some of our developers were trying to load data from the database, and they had several fields. They said the joins were taking a long time to join. It took almost about 45 minutes. So what they've done is they've written stored procedures on the database side, so it will sort of like prefetch data before it comes into Power BI. Would that be a method that you see working well long term? Or would you recommend to directly access the data from Power BI and let it figure out how the join should happen?
So, what I will tell is it depends on different companies, I can say. But because either it is the joins being done in Power BI or the joins being done in at the database server level itself, it's going to be how it is maintained properly. For example, if a company is having a strong BI team, okay, let's take there is a BI team and there is a dedicated BI engineer, then this will be the relevant scenario. The joins and all those things will be present in Power BI. Okay. Again, considering the metrics, if the join is going to take equal time in both SQL Server and Power BI, let us consider like that. Then, if there is a dedicated BI engineer and enough resource for BI, then the joins will be present in Power BI application. If there is no dedicated engineer, just the backend team is there. Just for the requirement alone, they come and create dashboard means the backend team, those who are familiar with SQL environment, they'll be having all those joins in their environment only. Only then the maintenance will be easier. This point is for considering that the metrics is same. Metrics is same, right? Coming to your statement, if metrics is different, obviously whichever is best producing, whichever is higher performance, that will be the option.
Okay.
If it is better for performing at the SQL Server level, then that will be the option.
So I can add one more thing because we had the same problem before. The best way to do it is, so when you say join, right, basically you're trying to build another table, correct? So the best way to do is actually do an ETL, meaning extract, transform, load at a point of maybe at every night or every 3 hours, every 4 hours, where you copy that to some flat table where it is actually directly correlates to your UI. So if we put a join, say 5 different tables, and then there is one, say selecting 10 columns, I would suggest you to do the join, run a job at night or something like that runs, and then push that into a single table. That way, that will not take much time. Saying that is a little bit relative. What we were actually working out for on both the bases. Sometimes what happens is it takes 45 minutes, but we are okay with that because we'll do it in the morning. Some guy can, as Dinesh was saying, if there is a Power BI developer who is okay with doing that 45 minutes, let him do it in the morning and he goes for a coffee and then comes down or let it run. And then once the what is that? UA is pulled, it will be the same. Before UA is getting pulled, it will take some time. And that depends on us. That depends on the real-time feed you want to have. So that way, exactly. So
if the criticality of the data, the data can be delayed by 6 hours or 12 hours, 24 hours. We can always say your data will be populated the next day.
Yeah.
and then do a batch sync. If you want something within 5 minutes granularity, you can do an immediate table or probably set up an Azure search index sort of a
Yes,
method.
exactly. So that has a Z index ordering, which is like amazing. I mean, I was actually started learning about that. That's so good. It is. They talk about even say let's take a weather table where if I want to know like at what time there was only 19 to 20 degree of centigrade in excluding January, like that, like a customized question. Even if there's a customized question, the hit rate will be like if you say you cannot add index to those questions, right? What we normally do is if you want a search to be proper, we add index to the columns. But if the question is like really a little bit fuzzy question, it's pretty tough to add index to each and every column and composite indexes. So that is where the Z order index comes in. That they use that to build those questions, and the number of rows it actually scans is lesser, and then the result is also faster. That way you don't pay for compute also. So whenever you actually write a query that actually scans more rows, you will be paying for more compute. So this reorder index is paying for lesser compute and getting better output. Meaning, say instead of scanning 1 lakh records, it will be scanning 20 to 30 records and then giving you an output. So as you said, Azure Search is also a pretty good thing to actually think about on those terms.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, so
Yeah,
Suresh Kumar has asked.
Karthik, Suresh has asked a question. Let me answer.
Yeah.
So Suresh has asked, as a developer, if you want to learn Power BI, then where to start with? I will recommend like you might be familiar in a domain, right? May I know which domain are you familiar, Suresh? Can you able to speak, or is it fine? I think he's okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Dinesh?
Yes, I can be able to hear.
Okay. So I am belongs to .NET.
Yeah, .NET. Okay.
Domain.
Which
retail
domain?
Or consumer?
No, it's actually retail.
Okay. So if it is retail means, then obviously you will be mostly having some sales information. Like in your application, your mind would be registered with such kind of data, right? Sales, billing, invoices, something like that, right? So just take a sample data which you mostly you have used. Okay. மோஸ்ட்லி அதாவது உங்க அப்ளிகேஷன்ல நிறைய யூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கிற ரொம்ப வாட்டி ரிப்பீட்டடா யூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கிற ஒரு டேட்டாவை யூ ஜஸ்ட் டேக் தட் ஜஸ்ட் சாம்பிள் டேட்டா 100 rows ஆர் சம்திங் இஸ் இனஃப். அதோட ஸ்கீமா பக்காவா வந்து யூ ஷுட் பி இன் யோர் மைண்ட். வை ஐ டெல் இஸ் யூ ஆர் கோயிங் டு லேர்ன் பவர் BI டு கிரியேட் விஷுவல்ஸ். ஸோ the data portion should be pretty much in your mind. So once the data is very clear, you have to create a set of questions. So if it is a sales data in third quarter, August month 30th day, what is the product sales of sales on that date? If you just frame that context and you think which visual should be used, so have a relevant data, have Power BI, connect with that, and just first of all populate it in a table. Okay, first of all populate in a table, then slowly start using other widgets. So this is a table, right? So if you use it in a table, it is simply like a representation, like a grid format. And then slowly start to use number card. First one table, and then number card, and then go to other charts step by step. So it will be if you just set up with a path like this, you can automatically have a ground up.
Okay, so when we say the Power BI, I think it's a licensed one, right? So do we have any trial version or any freeware for exploring this Power BI?
Yeah, that's what. Let me even ping that link here as well. I just explained this portion earlier. So how to create a self-start Power BI, how to have a getting started. So if you're having a simple Hotmail account, then it is not possible to design dashboards over Power BI. You need a Office 365 subscription. Okay. So for that, you can follow this link, and you'll be having a 60-day trial. Yeah, 60-day trial. So with that, you'll be able to install the Power BI in your machine, and you can go ahead. So install the Power BI will be, you can find it in the Microsoft Store. I hope you are from Windows background only. So if you just go to the Microsoft Store and just search for Power BI, it will get installed. You don't need to go somewhere and download the setup and all those things. Once you do this, it will be automatically set up in your machine.
Okay. Okay, right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it was, I think, very interactive at the end. And also, hopefully, in the middle also.
Yeah.
Good, good, good. I'm just liking it because when people ask questions, they learn a lot, and others also learn from it. Any other questions? Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. So probably we'll call it now. Hey, thanks, Vignesh. Sorry, thanks, Dinesh, for that wonderful session. And sorry for all the hiccups that happened and waiting for us to start. I mean, you are all very kind people who are not cribbing or doing anything. We're like, when we asked us to jump, you just jumped in. It's actually pretty good. Yeah. So we have another session, developer to data scientist using ML.NET. So please join that. That is on Monday. Probably I'll probably use the same Teams meeting level so we can interact a lot. That way it will be more learning one. Okay. Is there anything else, Dinesh? You want to add to it or anything else?
Nothing, Karthik. So basically, just follow the Microsoft Azure user group and share to your colleagues as well, because learning, self-learning is different, collaborative learning is different. This is one form of collaborative learning. So follow this Microsoft Azure user group, and I recommend to attend all the events, upcoming events. Yeah, I'm good, Karthik. We can.
Okay, perfect. All right, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks,
Good
guys.
show.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Dinesh, இருக்கியா?